The restaurant erupted in applause as Michael Vaughn celebrated becoming a doctor. Beside him, his wife Amaris clapped harder than anyone, tears of pride in her eyes. She sacrificed 6 years for this moment. 6 years of exhaustion, poverty, and loneliness so he could chase his dream. Then he pulled out an envelope, divorce papers. He filed that morning. In 3 years, Amaris would walk into the most exclusive gala in Seoul visibly pregnant, escorted by Jung Hyun-jae, a man so powerful that politicians asked for his permission and rivals disappeared when they crossed him. Her ex-husband went pale. His new fiancée gasped. And the media exploded with one question. How did a divorced woman with nothing become the woman carrying the heir to Seoul's most dangerous empire? The champagne cork popped and everyone cheered. Amaris Vaughn smiled so wide her cheeks hurt. After 6 years of struggle, her husband finally did it. Michael passed his medical licensing exam. To Dr. Michael Vaughn, someone shouted, raising a glass. The restaurant buzzed with celebration. Friends, family, professors, everyone came. Amaris stood beside her husband, wearing a dress she bought on sale 3 months ago. She saved for it. Tonight was special. Tonight was the end of eating instant noodles for dinner. Tonight meant no more working double shifts at the convenience store. Tonight changed everything. Michael looked good in his new suit. He bought it yesterday. Amaris paid for it with her credit card. But that was fine. He needed to look professional now. He had interviews at 3 major hospitals next week. Speech, someone called out. Michael stood up. The room quieted. Amaris felt proud. She remembered the late nights when she brought him coffee while he studied. She remembered working 4 different jobs so he could focus on school. She remembered every sacrifice. "Thank you all for coming," Michael said. His voice carried confidence. "This journey was long and difficult, but I made it." Amaris noticed he did not look at her. Maybe he was nervous. "I could not have done this without support," he continued. "And now, as I begin this new chapter of my life, I need to be honest about something." Amaris felt her stomach tighten. Something in his tone changed. "Marriage is about growing together," Michael said. "But sometimes people grow in different directions." The room went silent. Amaris stopped breathing. Michael reached into his jacket pocket. He pulled out an envelope. He turned to Amaris. "I am filing for divorce." The words hit her like cold water. Someone gasped. Amaris could not move. "We have grown apart," Michael said, speaking to the room now, not to her. "I need a partner who fits the life I am building. Someone who understands the social requirements of my career." Amaris finally found her voice. "What are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I mean," Michael said. His eyes were cold. "Look at yourself, Amaris. Look at this room. These are doctors, professionals, people with status. You are a convenience store clerk." Each word cut deeper. "I stayed because I needed stability while finishing school," he continued. "But I do not need that anymore. I need someone appropriate for my position." The envelope landed on the table in front of her. "Divorce papers. You cannot be serious," Amaris whispered. "I already signed them," Michael said. "My lawyer will contact you tomorrow." A woman stood up from a nearby table. She was young, elegant, wearing jewelry that probably cost more money than Amaris made in a year. She walked over and slipped her hand into Michael's. "Everyone," Michael said. "This is Yoon Ji-won. Her father owns Seoul Grace Hospital. We have been seeing each other for 8 months. 8 months. Amaris did the math. 8 months ago, she was working night shifts so Michael could attend a medical conference. 8 months ago, he told her he loved her. 8 months ago, she believed they were building a future together. The room erupted in whispers. Some people looked away. Others stared. No one defended her. Amaris stood up. Her legs shook, but she forced herself to walk. She grabbed the envelope, held her head up, and left the restaurant. She did not run, she did not cry, not yet. Outside, the Seoul night was cold. Amaris walked 3 blocks before her knees gave out. She sat on a bench and finally let the tears come. 6 years. 6 years of sacrifice. For this. Her phone buzzed. Text messages flooded in. Most from people who were at the dinner. None of them supportive. They wanted gossip, explanations, drama. One message stood out. From Michael's mother. "You should have known this would happen. Michael needs someone from his world. Do not make this difficult." Amaris deleted it. She deleted all of them. That night, sitting alone on a bench in Seoul, Amaris made a decision. She would not go home to South Africa with her tail between her legs. She would not let Michael destroy her. She would rebuild, alone. But first, she needed to survive tomorrow. Now, before we continue, if you are enjoying this story so far, drop a comment and let me know what you think Amaris should do next. Should she fight back immediately or disappear and return stronger? Tell me your thoughts below, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button because this story is about to get very interesting. 3 years passed like a storm. Amaris stopped counting the days after the first month. She moved out of the apartment she shared with Michael. She found a tiny studio in a cheaper part of Seoul. She stopped answering calls from people who knew them as a couple. The divorce finalized quickly. Michael's lawyer made sure of that. Amaris got nothing. Everything they owned was technically in Michael's name. The apartment, the car, even the furniture she picked out. Her lawyer said she could fight, but fighting required money. Amaris had none, so she signed the papers and started over. The first year was survival. Amaris worked at the convenience store during the day and cleaned office buildings at night. She ate once a day. She learned to ignore the exhaustion, but she also studied. Every free moment she practiced Korean. She was already conversational, but she became fluent. She studied business terminology, legal language, technical jargon. She turned herself into a translator. The second year was growth. Amaris quit the convenience store. She started taking freelance translation jobs. Small projects at first. Instruction manuals, website content, basic documents. But she was good. Clients noticed. They recommended her. By the third year, Amaris worked exclusively with international business clients. She made more money than she ever did supporting Michael. She rented a better apartment. She bought nice clothes. She built a reputation. She also built walls. High ones. No dating. No relationships. No trust. Until she met him. It started with a phone call 18 months ago. A corporate investigation needed translators for international documents. The pay was excellent. Amaris took the job. The first meeting happened in a private office building. Security was tight. Amaris had to pass through 3 checkpoints. She wondered what kind of business required this level of protection. Then she met Jang Hyun-jae. He walked into the conference room like he owned the air itself. Tall, composed, with eyes that missed nothing. 2 men in dark suits followed him. Bodyguards, Amaris realized. "You are the translator," he said, not a question. "Yes," Amaris replied. "I received the documents yesterday. I am ready to begin." Hyun-jae studied her. Most people looked away when he stared. Amaris met his eyes. She had nothing to lose anymore. Powerful men did not scare her. Not after Michael. "You know who I am," Hyun-jae said. "I know you run several businesses across Korea." Amaris said carefully. "I do not follow gossip beyond that. I am here to translate documents, not judge your reputation." Something flickered in his expression. Amusement, maybe. "Good," he said. "Begin." The job lasted 3 months. Amaris translated contracts, emails, financial records. She worked alongside investigators, trying to find who embezzled money from one of Hyun-jae's companies. The amount was staggering. Someone stole nearly 2 billion won. Amaris discovered the discrepancy by accident. She was translating a contract when she noticed the numbers did not match another document. She brought it to the lead investigator. "Are you certain?" the investigator asked. "Completely," Amaris said. "Someone altered the original agreement." The investigator informed Hyun-jae. Within a week, they identified the thief. A senior executive who gambled away company money. He tried to cover it by doctoring international contracts, assuming no one would check the foreign language versions. He did not account for Amaris. After they arrested the executive, Hyun-jae called Amaris to his office. "You did not have to flag that discrepancy," he said. "You were hired only to translate, not investigate." "I saw a problem," Amaris said simply. "I reported it." "The executive's people offered you money to stay quiet," Hyun-jae said. Amaris stiffened. "How did you know that?" "I know everything that happens in my business," Hyun-jae said. "They offered you 50 million won to ignore what you found. 50 million won. More money than Amaris made in 2 years. I declined," Amaris said. "Why?" "Because it was wrong," Amaris said. "I do not care how much money someone offers. I do not lie." Hyun-jae leaned back in his chair. "You are either very principled or very foolish." "Maybe both," Amaris said. He smiled. Actually smiled. "I want to keep you on retainer. My businesses deal with international clients constantly. I need someone I can trust. I am expensive, Amaris warned. I am rich, Hyunjae replied. That was how it started, professional, distant. But over the following months, something shifted. Hyunjae called Amaris for more projects. Sometimes they were legitimate translation jobs. Sometimes he asked her opinion on business deals. Sometimes they just talked. Amaris learned that Hyunjae was not the monster the media portrayed. Yes, he was powerful. Yes, he operated in gray areas. But he also had rules: no drugs, no human trafficking, no harming innocents. He built his empire on fear and respect, but also on strange honor. Why do you stay in Seoul? Hyunjae asked one evening. They were working late on a contract negotiation. You have no family here. Your ex-husband humiliated you publicly. Why not go home? This is home now, Amaris said. I will not let anyone chase me away from the life I built. Even though it is hard? Especially because it is hard, Amaris said. Easy things do not mean anything. Hyunjae looked at her differently after that conversation. 2 months later, they were working in his private office. It was past midnight. Everyone else went home. Amaris was exhausted, translating the final pages of a partnership agreement. You should rest, Hyunjae said. Almost done, Amaris muttered. Amaris. She looked up. He rarely used her first name. When was the last time you took a day off? He asked. I do not remember. That is a problem. I like working, Amaris said. It keeps me focused. On what? On not thinking about the past. The words came out before she could stop them. Amaris never talked about Michael. Not with anyone. Hyunjae set down his pen. The doctor. You know about that? I know everything about people I work with, Hyunjae said. He used you. Then he discarded you for someone with better connections. Yes, Amaris said quietly. Do you still love him? No, Amaris said immediately. I hate that I wasted 6 years on someone so selfish. I hate that I believed his lies. I hate that I thought love meant sacrificing everything. But I do not love him. Good, Hyunjae said. Why good? Because he did not deserve you. The words hung in the air between them. Amaris felt something crack in her chest. The walls she built so carefully. You do not know me well enough to say that, Amaris said. I know you are honest in a world full of liars, Hyunjae said. I know you work harder than anyone I have ever met. I know you have integrity that cannot be bought. That is enough. Amaris stood up. She needed to leave before she said something stupid. Before she admitted that working late nights with him became the best part of her week. Before she confessed that she thought about him even when she should not. I should go, she said. Hyunjae stood too. He was close now. Close enough that Amaris could see the scar on his left eyebrow. Close enough that she had to look up to meet his eyes. Stay, he said softly. That is not a good idea. Probably not, Hyunjae agreed. But I am tired of good ideas. He kissed her, gentle at first, then deeper. Amaris knew she should pull away. This was her employer. This was dangerous. This was complicated. She kissed him back anyway. That night changed everything. They did not define what they were. Hyunjae was not a relationship person. Amaris was too damaged to trust easily. But they fell into a pattern. Working together, spending evenings at his apartment, talking about everything and nothing. It was not love. At least, that is what Amaris told herself. Until she missed her period. Then missed another one. The pregnancy test sat on her bathroom counter for 3 hours before Amaris worked up the courage to look at it. 2 lines. Pregnant, she told Hyunjae the next day. His reaction was immediate. The baby is mine. Yes, you are sure? I have not been with anyone else, Amaris said. Not since my divorce. Hyunjae nodded slowly. He was quiet for a long moment. Amaris prepared herself for rejection. For him to offer money to make the problem disappear. You will move into my building, Hyunjae said finally. Top security. I will arrange the best doctors. You will want for nothing. That is not necessary. It is completely necessary, Hyunjae said firmly. You are carrying my child. That makes you a target. A target for what? For anyone who wants to hurt me, Hyunjae said. My world is dangerous. Amaris. I have enemies. If they know about you, about the baby, they will use it against me. Then maybe this was a mistake, Amaris said quietly. Hyunjae crossed the room in 2 steps. He took her face in his hands, forcing her to look at him. This is not a mistake, he said. This baby is not a mistake. Do you understand me? Amaris nodded. I will protect you both, Hyunjae said. I promise you that. It was not a declaration of love, but it was something. Amaris moved into the building Hyunjae owned. Not into his apartment, but one floor below. She insisted on keeping some independence. He agreed, but assigned security to watch her floor. The pregnancy progressed. Amaris continued working, though she cut back her hours. Hyun-jae became obsessively protective. He checked on her constantly, sent his personal doctor for weekly visits, made sure she ate properly. But he never said he loved her, and Amaris never asked. They existed in a strange space, together but not together, partners but not really, parents but not a family, until Hyun-jae made a suggestion that changed everything. "There is a charity gala next month," he said one evening. They were having dinner in his apartment. "I want you to come with me." Amaris nearly choked on her water. "What?" "I want you beside me," Hyun-jae said simply. "I am 7 months pregnant," Amaris said. "People will ask questions. Let them. Your family will be furious." "They are always furious about something," Hyun-jae said. "I do not care. The media will destroy me," Amaris said. "They will dig into my past. They will find out about Michael. They will call me a gold digger who trapped you." Or, Hyun-jae said, "They will see a strong woman who rebuilt her life and is now with someone who actually values her." "You do not know that." "I know you are tired of hiding," Hyun-jae said. "I know you are stronger than you think. And I know I am tired of pretending you are just my translator." "What am I then?" Amaris asked. Hyun-jae reached across the table and took her hand. "You are mine, and I want everyone to know it." Amaris agreed to attend the gala. She told herself it was fine. Just one event, just a few hours. She had no idea what she was walking into. The night of the gala, Amaris wore a navy dress that fit her pregnant figure perfectly. Hyun-jae's stylist helped her choose it. Simple but elegant. Her hair was pulled back, minimal jewelry. "You look beautiful," Hyun-jae said when he saw her. "I look pregnant," Amaris corrected. "You look beautiful," he repeated. The car ride to the event venue was quiet. Amaris watched the Seoul streets pass by. Her hands rested on her belly. The baby kicked, sensing her nervousness maybe. "We can still turn around." Hyun-jae said no. Amaris said, "I am done hiding." The gala was being held at one of Seoul's most exclusive hotels. Cameras lined the entrance. Reporters shouted questions at arriving guests. "Ready?" Hyun-jae asked as their car pulled up. "No," Amaris admitted. "But let's do it anyway." The car door opened. Hyun-jae stepped out first. Camera flashes exploded. He turned and offered his hand to Amaris. She took it. The moment she stepped out of the car, the cameras went insane. Flashes everywhere. Shouted questions in Korean and English. "Who is she? Is she pregnant? Jang Han-jae, is that your baby?" Han-jae ignored them all. He kept his hand on the small of Amaris's back, guiding her toward the entrance. But just before they walked inside, he stopped. He turned to face the cameras. Then, deliberately, he placed his hand on Amaris's pregnant belly. The crowd went silent for one shocked second, then chaos. "Is this your child? Who is the mother? Are you married?" Hyun-jae leaned close to a nearby microphone. "This is Amaris Vaughn. She is the mother of my child. Anyone who disrespects her answers to me." Then he guided Amaris inside, leaving the reporters screaming questions behind them. Inside the gala, the reaction was immediate. Whispers followed them everywhere. People stared. Some looked shocked. Others looked calculating, already planning how to use this information. And then Amaris saw him. Across the room, standing next to a beautiful woman in an expensive gown. Michael, her ex-husband, locked eyes with her. His face went pale. The woman beside him, Ji-won probably, looked between them with confusion. Michael started walking toward them. Amaris's heart pounded. But before Michael reached them, Hyun-jae stepped slightly in front of Amaris. Not blocking her, just making his presence known. "Amaris," Michael said. He ignored Hyun-jae completely. "What are you doing here?" "Attending a charity event," Amaris said. Her voice came out steadier than she felt. "You are pregnant," Michael said stupidly. "Yes. Is it his?" Michael jerked his head toward Han-jae. Before Amaris could answer, Han-jae spoke. His voice was quiet, but it carried weight. "You must be the ex-husband," Hyun-jae said. "The doctor who divorced his wife the day he got his medical license." Michael's face flushed. "That is none of your business." "Amaris is my business," Hyun-jae said simply. "Which makes you my business?" The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Other guests were definitely watching now. "Amaris," Michael tried again. "Can we talk privately?" "No," Amaris said. "I just want to explain." "There is nothing to explain," Amaris interrupted. You made yourself very clear 3 years ago. I am a convenience store clerk who does not fit your new life. Remember? Michael flinched. I was wrong. I made a mistake. Yes, you did. Amaris agreed. But that is not my problem anymore. Jiwon finally stepped forward. She looked at Amaris with barely concealed contempt. So you moved on to someone richer, Jiwon said. How convenient. Hyunjae's expression did not change, but something dangerous flickered in his eyes. Be very careful how you speak to her, he said quietly. Jiwon opened her mouth to respond, but her father appeared. Chairman Yoon was a large man with an important air. He took one look at the situation and grabbed his daughter's arm. We are leaving, he said. Then to Michael, you too. As they walked away, Amaris heard Chairman Yoon hiss at Michael. You did not tell me you knew Jong Hyun-jae's woman. You idiot, do you know what kind of connection you had just insulted? The evening continued, but Amaris barely registered it. She smiled, made polite conversation, and pretended everything was fine. But inside, one thought repeated. This was just the beginning. The next morning, Amaris woke up to her phone exploding with notifications. She picked it up and immediately wished she had not. Her face was everywhere. Every news website, every gossip blog, every social media platform. Photos from the gala showing Hyun-jae's hand on her pregnant belly. Headlines screamed in Korean and English. Mystery woman carrying Jang Hyun-jae's baby. Who is Amaris Vaughn? Syndicate boss goes public with pregnant girlfriend. Amaris scrolled through. Article after article. Some were curious. Others were vicious. People she never met wrote detailed opinions about her character, her motives, her entire existence. Then she found the worst one. Someone dug up her wedding photos with Michael. The article connected the dots. Divorced 3 years ago. Ex-husband is now successful doctor. Questions about why the marriage ended. The comments section was brutal. She probably cheated and now trapped a rich man with a baby. Gold digger moved up in the world. Feel bad for the ex-husband who supported her. Amaris threw her phone across the room. It landed on the couch, still buzzing with notifications. Someone knocked on her door. Security checked the camera, then opened it. Hyun-jae walked in, carrying coffee and breakfast. Do not read the comments, he said immediately. Too late. They do not know you, Hyun-jae said. They do not matter. They are rewriting history, Amaris said, making Michael the victim, making me the villain. Then we tell the truth. Nobody cares about truth, Amaris said bitterly. They care about the story that entertains them most. Hyun-jae set down the food and pulled Amaris into his arms. She let herself lean against him, just for a moment. This will pass, he said. Will it? Before Hyun-jae could answer, his phone rang. He looked at the screen and frowned. I need to take this, he said. He stepped into the hallway. Amaris picked up her phone again. Another article just posted. This one included interviews. Her stomach dropped when she saw who gave a statement. Michael. The article quoted him extensively. He painted himself as a devoted husband who worked hard to build a career. He implied Amaris left him, not the other way around. He suggested she had been unfaithful during their marriage. I supported her for years, Michael was quoted saying. I gave her everything. When I finally achieved success, she was not happy for me. She wanted to hold me back. The divorce was mutual, but I think she resented that I moved on. Every word was a lie. Amaris felt rage boil in her chest. She grabbed her laptop and started typing an email to the journalist who wrote the article. She would correct every single lie. She would expose Michael for exactly what he was. Hyun-jae came back inside. He saw her typing furiously. What are you doing? Setting the record straight, Amaris said. Wait. Wait for what? Amaris demanded. For him to destroy my reputation completely. People already think I am a cheater and a gold digger. Michael is making it worse. If you respond emotionally, you play into his narrative, Hyun-jae said. He wants you to look unstable, so I should just let him lie. No, Hyun-jae said. You let me handle it. How? My way. Amaris saw something dark cross his expression. She knew what his way meant. Threats. Pressure. Maybe worse. No, she said firmly. Amaris, I said no, she repeated. I will not let you threaten people on my behalf. That makes me look weak. Like I need a powerful man to fight my battles. You do not need me to fight them, Hyun-jae said, but I can. Why struggle when I can end this in one phone call? Because then I am exactly what people say I am, Amaris said. A woman who uses you for protection and money. I need to handle this myself. That is pride talking. That is self-respect talking. Amaris corrected. I rebuilt my entire life on my own. I will not throw that away now. Hyunjae stared at her. For a long moment, neither spoke. Fine, he finally said. Do it your way. But I am putting extra security on you. Michael is getting desperate. Desperate people do stupid things. You think he would actually hurt me. I think he realizes you being connected to me changes everything, Hyunjae said. His new father-in-law probably already gave him hell for insulting you at the gala. Michael's entire career depends on Chairman Yoon. If the chairman decides Michael is a liability, everything Michael built disappears. Amaris had not thought about it that way. Michael worked at Chairman Yoon's hospital. He was engaged to the man's daughter. If that relationship fell apart, so did Michael's career. So he is trying to discredit me before I can damage him, Amaris said slowly. Exactly. Then I need proof that he is lying. What kind of proof? Amaris thought for a moment. The divorce papers. They have the date. They prove he filed, not me. And there might be other things. Financial records showing I paid for everything during our marriage. Evidence that he was already with Jiwon before our divorce. I can get all of that, Hyunjae offered. Legally? He hesitated mostly. Hyunjae, fine, he sighed, completely legally. But it will take longer. I do not care how long it takes, Amaris said. I want to do this right. Over the next 3 days, the media frenzy intensified. More articles appeared. More people commented. Someone found Amaris's old workplace and interviewed her former co-workers. Most said nice things, but a few made snide remarks about her always looking tired and struggling with money. Everything from her past became public entertainment. Amaris stopped leaving her apartment. Reporters camped outside the building. Security kept them away, but they shouted questions whenever anyone entered or exited. Her phone rang constantly. Unknown numbers, old acquaintances, people she had not spoken to in years. Everyone wanted information. Nobody actually cared about her well-being, except one call surprised her. Amaris. It is me, the voice said in English. Her mother. Mom, Amaris felt tears prick her eyes. How did you know? Baby, your face is on the internet. Her mother said. Of course I know. Are you okay? I am fine. You are a terrible liar, her mother said. Who is this man? Is he good to you? Yes, Amaris said. He is good to me. Is he the father? Yes. Does he want this baby? He does, Amaris said. He is very protective. Then why are you not married? Amaris laughed despite everything. Trust her mother to cut straight to that question. It is complicated, Amaris said. It always is, her mother replied. But Amaris, I need you to listen. Do not let anyone make you feel ashamed. You did nothing wrong. That ex-husband of yours, Michael, he is the one who should be ashamed. People do not see it that way. People are idiots, her mother said bluntly. You know the truth. That is what matters. After hanging up, Amaris felt slightly better. But the feeling did not last long. That evening, another article appeared. This one came from a major news outlet. The headline made Amaris's blood run cold. Dr. Michael Vaughn speaks out. Ex-wife became involved with dangerous criminal. The article quoted Michael extensively again, but this time he took a different angle. He expressed concern for Amaris's safety. He painted Hyunjae as a dangerous criminal who preyed on vulnerable women. He suggested Amaris was trapped and afraid. I know Amaris, Michael said in the article. She would never willingly involve herself with someone like Jang Hyunjae. I worry he is manipulating her. She may be too scared to ask for help. It was brilliant, Amaris realized with sick admiration. Michael repositioned himself as the concerned ex-husband. He made Hyunjae the villain. He made Amaris look like a victim who could not think for herself. He is smart, Amaris muttered, reading the article again. Hyunjae sat across from her, his expression unreadable. He is a dead man, Hyunjae said quietly. You cannot kill him. I was speaking metaphorically, Hyunjae said, but his tone suggested otherwise. I need to make a statement, Amaris said. A real one. On camera. Let people see me speak for myself. The media will twist your words. Then I will not go through media, Amaris said. I will post a video myself. Directly to social media. No edits. No journalists spinning the narrative. Hyunjae considered this. That could work. But you need to be careful what you say. Anything you admit can be used against you. I will only tell the truth, Amaris said. She recorded the video that night. Simple setup. Just her sitting in her apartment, speaking directly to the camera. My name is Amaris Vaughn, she began. You probably saw my photo from the charity gala. You probably read articles about me. I want to tell you the real story, not the version being sold for clicks." She took a breath. 3 years ago, my ex-husband filed for divorce on the same day he received his medical license. I spent 6 years supporting him through school. I worked multiple jobs. I paid our bills. I sacrificed my own education and career so he could pursue his dreams. On the day those sacrifices finally paid off, he handed me divorce papers in front of everyone we knew. Amaris kept her voice steady. "He left me for someone else. Someone with money and connections. That is his right. People fall out of love. But do not let him rewrite history. Do not let him pretend he was a devoted husband who I betrayed. I have divorce papers with dates. I have financial records. I have proof of everything I am saying." She paused. "As for Jang Hyun-jae, yes, I am carrying his child. Yes, we are together. No, he did not manipulate me or trap me. I am a grown woman who makes my own choices. You do not have to like those choices. You do not have to like him. But you will not speak for me. You will not decide what I can or cannot handle. I already survived my ex-husband's betrayal. I can survive your opinions too." Amaris ended the recording. She watched it once, then posted it before she could second-guess herself. The video went viral in 2 hours. Responses were mixed. Some people admired her directness. Others called her a liar. But at least now her voice was in the conversation. Michael responded the next day with another interview. This time on a morning talk show. Amaris watched it with growing anger. Michael sat on the couch, looking concerned and earnest. The host asked softball questions. Michael answered with practiced sadness. "I understand Amaris is angry," he said. "Divorce is painful. But I think her memory of events is colored by that pain. The truth is, we grew apart. I wanted to save the marriage, but she was never happy. She resented my success." "What about the claims that you were already involved with someone else before the divorce?" the host asked. "Jiwon and I met after the divorce was already in process." Michael lied smoothly. Amaris is confusing timelines. Amaris wanted to throw something at the television. But then Michael said something that changed everything. "I just hope people understand what Amaris sacrificed for me," he said. "She worked so hard. She even helped with my research. The work that got me my position at Seoul Grace Hospital, Amaris contributed to that. I have always been grateful for her support during those early years." Amaris froze. The research. She had completely forgotten about that research project. It was during Michael's final year of medical school. He was working on a paper about treatment protocols. Amaris helped him translate dozens of foreign medical journals. She spent months organizing data, verifying sources, even writing on sections that Michael later claimed as his own. He published that research under his name only. Amaris never thought much about it. She wanted to support his career, but Michael just admitted on television that she contributed to that work, the same work that got him his job at Seoul Grace Hospital. Amaris pulled out her laptop and started searching. She found Michael's published research easily enough. She read through it with fresh eyes. Then she started cross-referencing the sources. 3 hours later, Amaris sat back with her heart pounding. The research had problems, serious problems. Some of the foreign studies Michael cited did not actually say what he claimed. Amaris remembered translating them. She remembered telling Michael that certain conclusions did not match the data. He told her not to worry about it. He said he would verify everything himself. He never did. Michael published research with false citations and incorrect data. That research influenced treatment protocols at Seoul Grace Hospital. If those protocols were wrong, patients could have been harmed. Amaris stood up and started pacing. This was bigger than a messy divorce. This was medical fraud. "Now here is what I need from you. This story is getting intense, right? Drop a comment and tell if you think Amaris should expose the research fraud or keep it quiet to avoid more drama. What would you do in her situation? Let me know your thoughts below." Amaris spent the entire night digging deeper. She pulled up every source Michael cited in his research. She compared them to her original translations. The discrepancies were clear. Michael either deliberately falsified data or was incredibly careless. Either way, people might have been hurt because of it. By morning, Amaris had a decision to make. She could expose this and destroy Michael completely, or she could keep quiet and let him continue spreading lies about her. She called Hyun-jae. He arrived within 20 minutes. Amaris showed him everything. The research, the false citations, the potential harm to patients. Hyun-jae read through it all carefully. When he finished, his expression was cold. "This ends him," he said. "His medical license, his career, everything. Chairman Yoon will cut him loose immediately. Nobody wants to be associated with medical fraud." "I know," Amaris said. "So why do you look worried?" "Because exposing this might hurt innocent people," Amaris said. "Patients who were treated based on faulty research. Their families. If this becomes public, there will be lawsuits, investigations, media coverage. People will panic. Those people deserve to know the truth." Hyun-jae said. "I agree," Amaris said. "But I need to do this the right way. Not through media, through proper channels. Medical ethics boards. Patient advocacy groups. Let the professionals handle it. That takes longer." "I do not care," Amaris said. "I am not trying to get revenge on Michael. I am trying to protect people he might have harmed." Hyun-jae studied her for a long moment. Then he smiled slightly. "What?" Amaris asked. "You are a better person than me," he said. "If someone lied about me the way Michael lied about you, I would destroy them in the most public way possible." "I used to think I wanted revenge," Amaris admitted. "But this is not about him anymore. It is about doing the right thing." "Then we do it your way," Hyun-jae said. "I will connect you with people who can handle this properly. Medical ethics investigators who cannot be bought off." "Can you do that without threats or intimidation?" "I can make a few phone calls," Hyun-jae said. "Strongly worded phone calls, but legal ones." Amaris kissed him. "Thank you." "For what?" "For listening," Amaris said. "For not just taking over and handling it yourself. You make it hard to do things my way," Hyun-jae said. "You and your annoying integrity." Amaris laughed, despite everything. The next few days moved quickly. Hyun-jae connected Amaris with a medical ethics investigator. The woman was sharp, professional, and completely focused on patient safety. Amaris gave her everything she found. The investigator promised to look into it immediately. But before any official investigation could begin, someone leaked the story. Amaris woke up to headlines screaming about medical fraud. Someone, she never found out who, gave the media enough information to start asking questions. Within hours, reporters surrounded Seoul Grace Hospital demanding answers. Chairman Yoon held a press conference. He looked furious. "We are conducting an internal investigation," he announced. "If any protocols were based on faulty research, we will correct them immediately. Patient safety is our highest priority." He did not mention Michael by name, but everyone knew. Amaris's phone rang, unknown number. She almost did not answer. "Amaris, please. You need to help me," Michael's voice came through, panicked. "Why would I help you?" "They are taking my medical license," Michael said. "The hospital fired me. Jiwon's father will not even speak to me. Jiwon called off the engagement. Everything is falling apart. You should have thought about that before you published false research," Amaris said. "It was not all false," Michael protested. "Just a few citations. I was under pressure to publish. Everyone cuts corners." "Not everyone," Amaris said coldly. "And not when people's lives are at risk. You did this," Michael accused. "You wanted revenge, so you destroyed me." "I reported medical fraud," Amaris corrected. "If your career is destroyed, it is because you built it on lies. After everything I did for you, everything you did for me?" Amaris interrupted. "Michael, I paid for your education. I worked myself to exhaustion so you could study. I gave you 6 years of my life. You did nothing for me. You used me. That is not true." "It is completely true," Amaris said. "And now you are facing consequences for your own actions. That has nothing to do with me. If you tell them the research was a mistake, if you say you made translation errors, this goes away," Michael said desperately. "You could save me." Amaris could not believe what she was hearing. "You want me to lie and take the blame for your fraud?" "It would be so easy," Michael pressed. "You were the translator. Just say you made mistakes. Your career can handle it better than mine can." "No. Amaris, please no," she repeated firmly. "I am done sacrificing myself for you. I am done paying for your mistakes. Face the consequences of your own actions, Michael. Like an adult." She hung up. 30 seconds later, someone knocked hard on her door. Security checked the camera and Amaris heard shouting. Michael was outside her building. Hyun-jae appeared from the stairwell. He must have been upstairs in his own apartment. He looked at the security camera feed, then at Amaris. "Stay here," he said. What are you going to do? Talk to him, Hyunjae said. Just talk. Amaris wanted to believe him, but she saw the dangerous calm in his expression. She followed him downstairs. Security tried to stop her, but Amaris pushed past. If there was going to be a confrontation, she would not hide from it. Michael stood in the lobby, looking nothing like the confident doctor from the gala. His hair was messy, his clothes wrinkled, his eyes wild. Amaris, he said when he saw her. Please, you have to listen. You need to leave, Hyunjae said quietly. Michael ignored him. Amaris, I am sorry for everything, for the divorce, for how I treated you, all of it. I made mistakes, but you cannot let them take my license. Medicine is all I have. You should have thought about that before committing fraud, Amaris said. It was not fraud, Michael insisted. It was a mistake, you know that. You helped with the research. You know I did not mean to falsify anything. I know I told you the data was wrong, Amaris said. I know you published it anyway. That is not a mistake. That is negligence at best, fraud at worst. You ruined me, Michael said. His voice rose. You took everything from me. I did not take anything, Amaris said. You lost it yourself. Michael lunged forward. Hyunjae moved faster. He put himself between Michael and Amaris, one hand on Michael's chest, stopping him cold. Touch her and you lose more than your career, Hyunjae said. His voice was deadly quiet. Michael stumbled back. Security finally arrived and grabbed his arms. Get him out of here, Hyunjae ordered. If he comes back, call the police. As security dragged Michael toward the exit, he shouted back at Amaris, this is not over. You think you won, but you did not. Everyone will know what you really are. A liar who destroyed a man's career for revenge. I will make sure of it. Then he was gone. Amaris realized she was shaking. Hyunjae turned to her immediately. Are you okay? I am fine, Amaris said. But her hands trembled. You are not fine, Hyunjae said. He guided her to a chair in the lobby. Sit, breathe. Amaris sat. She focused on breathing. The baby kicked, responding to her stress. This was a mistake, she said quietly. Exposing him. Now he is desperate and dangerous. He was always dangerous, Hyunjae said. Now at least we know it. He is going to keep attacking me. Let him try, Hyunjae said. He has no power anymore. No career, no connections, no credibility. He's just a desperate man shouting at the wind. Desperate men do desperate things, Amaris said, echoing Hyunjae's earlier warning. Which is why security is doubling, Hyunjae said. You do not go anywhere without guards. Not until this settles. Amaris wanted to argue. She wanted to insist she could take care of herself. But the truth was, she was 7 months pregnant and exhausted. Michael's appearance scared her more than she wanted to admit. Okay, she agreed quietly. Hyunjae's phone rang. He glanced at it and frowned. My mother, he said. Answer it. It will not be pleasant. Answer it anyway, Amaris said. Hyunjae stepped away and took the call. Amaris could not hear his side of the conversation, but she saw his expression harden. When he came back, he looked troubled. My family wants to meet you, he said. When? Tomorrow. Amaris's stomach dropped. That is not a lot of notice. They do not ask. They demand, Hyunjae said. But you do not have to go. I can handle them myself. No, Amaris said. I should meet them. I am carrying their grandchild, or great-grandchild, or whatever the baby will be to them. They will not be kind, Hyunjae warned. I did not expect them to be, Amaris said. But I am done hiding. From the media, from Michael, from anyone. If your family has something to say to me, they can say it to my face. Hyunjae looked at her with something close to admiration. You are the strongest person I know. I am terrified. Strength is not the absence of fear, Hyunjae said. It is doing the right thing despite it. The next day, Amaris dressed carefully. Conservative dress, simple jewelry, hair pulled back. She wanted to look respectful but not weak. The Jang family estate was outside Seoul. Large, traditional, surrounded by walls and security. Amaris felt like she was entering a fortress. Hyunjae held her hand as they walked inside. That small gesture steadied her. The family waited in a formal sitting room. Hyunjae's mother sat in the center, elegant and cold. His uncle stood nearby, looking like a man who calculated profit and loss in every interaction. A younger man, Hyunjae's cousin probably, leaned against the wall with barely concealed hostility. And in a chair by the window sat an elderly woman. She had to be at least 80, but her eyes were sharp and missed nothing. The grandmother, Amaris realized. So this is her, Hyunjae's mother said. She did not stand. She did not smile. The foreign woman carrying my grandchild. Her name is Amaris, Hyunjae said firmly. I know what her name is, his mother replied. I know everything about her. Failed marriage to a fraudulent doctor. No family connections. No wealth. No status. She does not need any of that, Hyunjae said. You do, his mother countered. You are the head of this family. Every choice you make reflects on all of us. This choice, this woman, is damaging our reputation. Our reputation survived much worse, Hyunjae said. That is not the point, his uncle interjected. The point is political, business, alliance. You should be marrying someone who brings strategic value. Amaris brings value, Hyunjae said. What value? His mother demanded. What does she offer besides a pregnancy that trapped you? Amaris felt anger flash through her. She opened her mouth to defend herself, but the grandmother spoke first. Let the girl speak for herself, the old woman said. Her voice was quiet but commanded attention. If she is to be part of this family, she should use her own voice. Everyone turned to Amaris. She met the grandmother's eyes, then looked at Hyunji's mother. I did not trap anyone, Amaris said clearly. I did not ask for money or status or protection. When I discovered I was pregnant, I told Hyunjae because he deserved to know. He chose to be involved. That was his decision, not manipulation on my part. Very convenient for you, the cousin muttered. Amaris turned to him. What is convenient? Having my private life exposed to media. Being attacked by my ex-husband publicly. Living with security because people want to hurt me to get to Hyunjae. None of this is convenient. It is complicated and difficult and sometimes terrifying. Then why stay, Hyunjae's mother asked. If it is so difficult, take a settlement and leave. Raise the child elsewhere. We will provide financial support, but you disappear from our world. The offer hung in the air. Amaris looked at Hyunjae. He was tense, waiting for her answer. She turned back to his mother. No, Amaris said simply. No, I am not leaving, Amaris said. Not because of your family's reputation or because I want your money. I am staying because I choose to. Because Hyunjae and I are building something, and I do not abandon things just because they are hard. I already did that once, when I stayed in Seoul after my divorce. I could have gone home. I could have hidden. I chose to rebuild instead. I am making the same choice now. Hyunjae's mother stared at her. You have no idea what you are signing up for. Then I will learn, Amaris said, but I will not be bought off or scared away. The room fell silent. Then the grandmother laughed, actually laughed. I like her, the old woman said. She has spine. Mother, Hyunjae's mother began. Enough, the grandmother said. This is Hyunjae's choice. He is the head of this family, not you. If he wants this woman and this child, then they are family. We do not have to like it, but we will accept it. That is not. The uncle started. I said enough, the grandmother repeated. Her voice carried absolute authority. She stood up slowly and walked over to Amaris. Up close, Amaris could see the resemblance to Hyunjae. The same sharp eyes, the same calm strength. You will have a hard road, the grandmother said quietly. My family is not easy. They will test you, doubt you, sometimes try to break you. Can you handle that? I survived my ex-husband's betrayal and rebuilt my entire life in a foreign country, Amaris said. I can handle difficult family members. The grandmother smiled. Good, then welcome. Prove me right for defending you. The ride back to Seoul was quiet. Amaris stared out the window, processing everything that happened. Hyunjae's hand rested on hers. My grandmother never likes anyone, he said finally. She liked me because I stood up to your mother, Amaris said. Exactly, Hyunjae replied. She respects strength. My mother does too, even if she will not admit it. Your mother offered me money to disappear. She offers everyone money to disappear, Hyunjae said. It is her solution to every problem. When I was younger, she tried to pay off 3 different girlfriends. Did it work? Every time, Hyunjae said. Until you. Amaris squeezed his hand. I am not going anywhere. I know, he said quietly. That terrifies and amazes me in equal measure. Back at the apartment, Amaris collapsed on the couch. The baby kicked hard, like celebrating their victory over the Jang family. Easy in there, Amaris murmured, rubbing her belly. We still have 2 months to go. Her phone buzzed. A message from the medical ethics investigator. Investigation complete. Michael Vaughn's medical license permanently revoked. Hospital implementing new protocol verification systems. 3 patients potentially affected by faulty research, all contacted and receiving proper treatment now. Thank you for coming forward. Amaris showed the message to Hyun-jae. It is over, she said. Michael cannot practice medicine anymore. Good, Hyun-jae said. He does not deserve to. I should feel happy, Amaris said, but I just feel tired. Then rest, Hyun-jae said. He sat beside her and pulled her against him. You did the right thing, the hard thing. Now let it be done. Amaris closed her eyes. For the first time in weeks, she felt like she could breathe. But peace never lasted long. 3 days later, another article appeared. This one was different. Someone gave an interview claiming Amaris deliberately seduced Hyun-jae to get revenge on Michael. The source was anonymous, but Amaris recognized the details. Only someone close to Michael would know certain things about their marriage. The article painted Amaris as calculating and manipulative. It suggested she researched powerful men in Seoul and targeted Hyun-jae specifically. It claimed the pregnancy was planned to trap him. Every word was poison. This is Michael, Amaris said, reading the article for the third time. He is still trying to destroy me. He has nothing left to lose, Hyun-jae said. That makes him dangerous. What can he possibly do now? Amaris asked. He has no job, no reputation, no credibility. He can still talk, Hyun-jae said. And people love a revenge story, as if on cue. Amaris's phone rang. Unknown number again. She almost ignored it, but something made her answer. Amaris Vaughn, a woman's voice, professional. Yes? My name is Park Min-ji. I am a producer for News Today. We would like to offer you an opportunity to tell your side of the story. A full interview. Your own words. No editing. I already posted a video, Amaris said. A 2-minute social media clip is not the same as a proper interview, Min-ji said. People want to hear more. They want to understand who you really are. This is your chance to control the narrative. Or it is a chance for you to get ratings off my personal life, Amaris said. It can be both, Min-ji admitted. But right now, your ex-husband is giving interviews to anyone who asks. He is shaping public opinion. Do you really want to let him have the only voice? Amaris hated that the woman had a point. I need to think about it, Amaris said. Of course, Min-ji replied, but do not wait too long. Public interest fades fast. Call me when you decide. After hanging up, Amaris told Hyun-jae about the offer. Do not do it, he said immediately. Why not? Because they will twist your words, Hyun-jae said. They will edit to make you look bad or weak or whatever gets them the most views. You cannot trust media. I cannot trust Michael either, Amaris said. And he is out there telling lies about me every single day. So ignore him, Hyun-jae said. People who matter know the truth. Do they? Amaris challenged. Because I still get messages calling me a gold digger. I still see articles questioning whether I trapped you. Michael's lies are working. Then I will make a statement, Hyun-jae offered. That makes it worse, Amaris said. Then it looks like you are controlling me. Like I cannot speak for myself. They argued about it for an hour. Neither would budge. Finally, Amaris made a decision. I am doing the interview, Amaris. I need to do this, she said firmly. For me. I need to look people in the eye and tell the truth. Maybe they will believe me. Maybe they will not. But at least I will know I tried. Hyun-jae looked like he wanted to argue more. Instead, he just nodded. Then I am coming with you, he said. The interview is solo. I will wait outside, Hyun-jae said, non-negotiable. Amaris smiled despite the tension deal. The interview was scheduled for the following week. Amaris spent days preparing. She wrote down key points she wanted to make. She practiced staying calm under pressure. The night before the interview, she barely slept. The baby seemed to sense her anxiety and kicked constantly. You are going to be a troublemaker, aren't you? Amaris whispered to her belly. Just like your father. The morning of the interview, Amaris dressed in a simple blue dress. Professional but not flashy. She wanted to look like herself, not like someone trying too hard. Hyun-jae drove her to the studio. Security followed in a separate car. You do not have to do this, Hyun-jae said one last time. Yes, I do, Amaris replied. Inside the studio, producer Park Min-ji greeted her warmly. Too warmly. Amaris immediately distrusted her. We are so glad you agreed to this, Min-ji said. Our viewers are very curious about your story. I am sure they are, Amaris said dryly. The interviewer was a woman named Choi Soo-bin. She had a reputation for tough questions but fair reporting. Amaris hoped that the reputation was earned. They sat down across from each other. Cameras positioned at multiple angles. Bright lights made everything feel exposed. Ready? Subin asked. No, Amaris said honestly. But let's do it anyway. The interview began with basic questions. How did you meet Hyunjae? When did the relationship become romantic? How did you feel when you discovered the pregnancy? Amaris answered carefully but truthfully. She did not hide that the relationship started professionally. She admitted the pregnancy was unplanned. She was honest about her fears. Then Subin shifted gears. Your ex-husband claims you only became involved with Jang Hyunjae for revenge and financial security. How do you respond to that? My ex-husband is a liar who lost his medical license for research fraud, Amaris said bluntly. I would not trust anything he says. But is there any truth to the claim that you targeted Hyunjae specifically? No, Amaris said firmly. I met Hyunjae through work. I was hired as a translator. Our relationship developed naturally over time. I did not plan it. I certainly did not plan to fall for someone whose life is so complicated. Complicated how? He is powerful, which means he has enemies. Amaris said. He values privacy, which means public attention is painful for him. He has family expectations that I do not fit. Believe me, if I was looking for an easy relationship, I would have chosen differently. Why did you choose him then? Amaris paused. This was the real question, the one that mattered. Because he sees me, she said quietly. Not as a convenience or a trophy or a means to an end. Just me. After my marriage, I did not think I would ever trust anyone enough to let them close. But Hyunjae is patient. He is honest. He respects my independence even when he wants to protect me. That is worth more than money or status or anything else. Subin leaned forward. Do you love him? Yes, Amaris said without hesitation. Does he love you? Amaris hesitated. Hyunjae never actually said the words. They danced around it, showed it through actions, but never spoke it directly. You would have to ask him, Amaris said finally. I am asking you. Subin pressed. Do you believe he loves you, or do you think this is just about the baby? It was a cruel question, designed to create doubt. Amaris felt anger flash through her. If this was just about the baby, Hyunjae would have offered me money and disappeared, Amaris says. He did not. He is here every day. He makes sure I am safe, healthy, and happy. He listens when I talk. He respects my decisions even when he disagrees. That is not obligation, that is care. So yes, I believe he loves me, even if he has not said it yet. Why do you think he has not said it? Because words are easy, Amaris said. Actions matter more. My ex-husband said he loved me while planning our divorce. So forgive me if I trust what Hyunjae does more than what he says. Subin sat back, apparently satisfied. The interview continued for another 30 minutes. Questions about the medical fraud scandal, about Amaris's plans for the future, about how she was handling the media attention. Amaris answered everything honestly. She did not hide her struggles. She admitted being scared sometimes. But she also made clear she was not a victim waiting to be rescued. When it ended, Amaris felt drained. Subin thanked her and promised the interview would air unedited. I hope you mean that, Amaris said. I do, Subin replied. Your story is compelling enough without manipulation. Outside, Hyunjae waited exactly where he said he would be. The moment he saw Amaris, he crossed to her. How did it go? I have no idea, Amaris admitted. I either helped or made everything worse. When does it air? Tomorrow night. They went home. Amaris tried to relax, but anxiety gnawed at her. What if she said something wrong? What if they edited it to make her look bad, despite Subin's promise? What if this backfired completely? The next evening, the interview aired. Amaris watched with Hyunjae beside her, gripping his hand. Seeing herself on television was surreal. She looked tired, Amaris thought, but also strong. Determined the interview was exactly as they recorded it. No edits, no manipulation. Subin kept her word. Within an hour, social media erupted. But this time, the reaction was different. People sympathized with Amaris. They called her brave for speaking out. They criticized Michael for continuing to attack her. They praised her honesty. Of course, some still called her a liar, or worse. But the tide was shifting. One comment stood out. She did not have to do this interview. She could have hidden behind Hyunjae's power and money. Instead, she faced critics directly and spoke her truth. That takes courage. Amaris read it 3 times, feeling something tight in her chest loosen. See, Hyunjae said quietly. You did the right thing. Maybe, Amaris said. Or maybe people just like a good story. They like you. Hyunjae corrected. There is a difference. That night, Amaris slept better than she had in weeks. But at 3 in the morning, she woke up to sharp pain in her abdomen. At first, she thought it was just the baby moving. But the pain came again, stronger. Amaris sat up carefully. The pain radiated across her belly, then faded. Contractions. No, she whispered. Not yet. It is too early. She was only 32 weeks pregnant. The baby was not due for another 2 months. Another contraction hit. Amaris gasped. Hyun-jae woke immediately. "What's wrong? I think I am in labor," Amaris said. Everything happened fast after that. Hyun-jae called his doctor. Security brought the car around. Within 15 minutes, they were racing to the hospital. Amaris focused on breathing through the contractions. They were getting closer together. This was really happening. At the hospital, doctors examined her quickly. The head obstetrician, Dr. Kim, looked concerned. "You are definitely in labor," she said. "But the baby is too early. We are going to try to stop it." They gave Amaris medications to halt the contractions. She lay in the hospital bed, hooked up to monitors, listening to the baby's rapid heartbeat. Hyun-jae sat beside her, holding her hand. He looked more scared than Amaris had ever seen him. "The baby will be okay," Amaris said, trying to convince herself as much as him. "You both have to be okay," Hyun-jae said. His voice was rough. "I cannot lose either of you." The medications worked. After 6 hours, the contractions stopped. Dr. Kim ordered complete bed rest for the remainder of the pregnancy. "No stress, no work, no activity," she said firmly. "You need to stay calm and let this baby cook as long as possible." "I can do that," Amaris agreed. But the scare changed something between her and Hyun-jae. He became even more protective, barely leaving her side. And for once, Amaris did not argue. She was scared too. That night, lying in the hospital bed with Hyun-jae asleep in the chair beside her, Amaris made a decision. When the doctor discharged her 2 days later with strict orders to rest, Amaris went home and immediately called producer Park Min-ji. "I want to make another statement," Amaris said. "About what?" Min-ji asked, clearly interested. "About everything," Amaris said. "About Michael's harassment. About the lies he keeps spreading. About the medical fraud. I want to lay out every single fact with evidence. No more he said, she said. Just truth." "That is a big move," Min-ji said. "I am done playing small," Amaris replied. "Michael wanted a war. He is going to get one. But I fight with facts, not lies." Over the next week, while on bed rest, Amaris compiled everything. Divorce papers showing the exact date and who filed. Bank statements proving she paid for Michael's education. Emails showing her work on his research. Messages from medical ethics investigators detailing the fraud. She organized it all into a clear timeline. Then she recorded a detailed video statement laying out every piece of evidence. "This is not revenge," Amaris said to the camera. "This is setting the record straight. Michael Vaughn used me for 6 years, then discarded me the moment I was no longer useful. When I moved on with my life, he tried to destroy my reputation to protect his own. When his research fraud was exposed, he blamed me instead of taking responsibility. These are facts. Here is the proof. Believe what you want, but you cannot say you were not shown the truth." She posted the video along with links to all the evidence. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Public opinion turned completely. Michael became a pariah. Even people who defended him before could not argue with documentation. Jiwon's father released a statement condemning Michael and apologizing for the hospital's role in the fraud. Michael's former colleagues distanced themselves. His social media accounts went silent. Amaris should have felt victorious. Instead, she just felt tired. "Is it finally over?" she asked Hyun-jae. "I think so," he said. "Michael has nothing left. No career, no credibility, no allies. He is done." "Good," Amaris said, "because I am done too. Done with drama and scandals and fighting. I just want to focus on this baby and our life." "Then that is what we do," Hyun-jae said. The next 6 weeks passed quietly. Amaris stayed on bed rest. Hyun-jae worked from home so he could be near her. They watched movies, talked for hours, and prepared for the baby's arrival. Hyun-jae's grandmother visited twice, bringing traditional soups and advice. His mother sent gifts but did not visit. His uncle called once to discuss business with Hyun-jae, but did not mention Amaris at all. Small steps, Amaris thought, but steps nonetheless. At 38 weeks, Amaris woke up at dawn to her water breaking. "It is time," she said calmly. This time, they were ready. Bags already packed. Doctor already notified. Security already coordinated. Labor was long, 14 hours of contractions, breathing exercises, and pain Amaris had not imagined possible. Hyunjae stayed with her the entire time. He held her hand, wiped her forehead, and talked her through each contraction. "You can do this," he said over and over. "You are the strongest person I know." "I am dying," Amaris groaned. "You are not dying," Hyunjae said. "You are bringing our daughter into the world." Daughter. They found out 2 weeks ago. A girl. At 11:47 at night, after one final push that took everything Amaris had left, their baby was born. The sound of crying filled the room. Dr. Kim placed the baby on Amaris's chest. She was tiny, perfect, with a full head of dark hair and lungs that clearly worked. "Hello," Amaris whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Hello, little one." Hyunjae touched the baby's hand, her tiny fingers wrapped around his. He made a sound somewhere between a laugh and a sob. "She is perfect," he said. "She is ours," Amaris replied. They named her Jiwon, not after Michael's ex-fiancée, but because the name meant wisdom and grace. 2 things Amaris hoped their daughter would carry through life. The first few days were a blur of feeding, sleeping in 2-hour increments, and learning how to be parents. Hyunjae was surprisingly good at it. He changed diapers without complaint, walked Jiwon around the apartment when she cried, and stared at her like she was the most amazing thing he had ever seen. "I never thought I wanted this," he admitted one night. They were both awake at 3 in the morning. Jiwon finally sleeping in her bassinet. "Wanted what?" Amaris asked. "A family," Hyunjae said. "I thought I was too dangerous, too damaged. But looking at her, at you, I cannot imagine my life without this." "You are not damaged," Amaris said softly. "I have done things," Hyunjae said. "Bad things. To survive, to build my business, to protect myself. I am not a good man." "Amaris." "You are a complicated man," Amaris corrected. "But you are good to me, good to our daughter. That is what matters." Hyunjae was quiet for a long moment. Then he spoke. "I love you." The words hung in the air. 3 words Amaris waited months to hear. "I love you," Hyunjae repeated. "I do not know when it happened. Maybe the first time you looked at me without fear. Maybe when you refused to compromise your morals, even when it cost you. Maybe it was 100 small moments that added up. But I know I love you. I know I want to spend my life with you. I know I want to be the man you see when you look at me." Amaris felt tears in her eyes. "I love you too. I think I have for a while. I was just too scared to admit it." "Scared of what?" "Scared of being hurt again," Amaris said. "Scared of trusting someone with my heart. Scared that you would leave like Michael did." "I am not him," Hyunjae said firmly. "I know," Amaris said. "I know that now." Hyunjae reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. Amaris's breath caught. "I was going to wait," he said. "Plan something elaborate, but I do not want to wait anymore." He opened the box. Inside was a ring, simple, elegant, with a single diamond. "Marry me," Hyunjae said. "Not because of the baby, not because of pressure or expectations. Marry me because I love you and I want to build a life with you. A real life, a family." "Yes," Amaris said without hesitation. "You are supposed to think about it," Hyunjae said, smiling. "I do not need to think," Amaris replied. "I spent 6 years with someone who did not value me. I am not wasting another second when I found someone who does. Yes, I will marry you." Hyunjae slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. They kissed, careful not to wake Jiwon. In that moment, with their daughter sleeping nearby, and the future stretching ahead, Amaris felt something she had not felt in years. Hope. Before we finish this story, I need to ask you something. Did this journey touch your heart? Did you feel Amaris's pain and celebrate her victory? If this story meant something to you, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that they can rebuild after betrayal. Leave a comment telling me what part of the story hit you hardest. Your support means everything, and I have more stories like this coming soon. Now let's finish Amaris's journey. 6 months passed like a dream. Amaris and Hyunjae married in ceremony. Just close friends. Hyunjae's grandmother and baby Jiwon sleeping in Amaris's arms during the vows. Hyunjae's mother attended but said little. His uncle gave a stiff congratulations. But the grandmother hugged Amaris and whispered, "You are good for him. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise." Amaris went back to work part-time, translating from home while Jiwon napped. She found she loved balancing motherhood and career. Both made her feel whole. Hyunjae slowly transitioned his business empire toward completely legitimate operations. He said becoming a father changed his priorities. He wanted Jiwon to be proud of what he built. The media eventually lost interest in their story. New scandals took over the headlines. Amaris was grateful for the anonymity. As for Michael, Amaris heard through mutual acquaintances that he left Seoul. Some said he moved to a small town and was working at a clinic. Others said he went abroad. Amaris did not care enough to find out. One afternoon, Amaris sat in the apartment with Jiwon on a playmat. The baby was 6 months old now, learning to sit up on her own. Hyunjae came home early from a meeting. He scooped up Jiwon, making her giggle. "How are my girls?" he asked. "We are good," Amaris said. "Better than good." Hyunjae sat beside her, Jiwon in his lap. "I was thinking about something." "What?" "How different my life would be if you never walked into that conference room," he said. "If you never took that translation job. If you never flagged that discrepancy in the contracts. You would probably be richer," Amaris joked. "I am expensive to keep around." "I would be emptier," Hyunjae corrected. "Successful maybe, powerful definitely, but alone. You gave me something I did not know I needed." "What is that?" "A reason to be better," Hyunjae said simply. Amaris leaned her head on his shoulder. Jiwon grabbed at her mother's hair, babbling happily. "I used to think my story ended the day Michael handed me those divorce papers," Amaris said quietly. "I thought that was my big failure, the moment that defined my life, and now I know it was just the beginning." Amaris said, "That day did not break me, it freed me. If Michael never left, I never would have found myself. I never would have found you. I never would have, Jiwon." "So you are saying you are grateful he was a terrible husband?" Hyunjae asked, amused. "I am saying I am grateful for the journey," Amaris said. "Even the painful parts. They led me here." Jiwon made a happy squealing sound, as if agreeing. Hyunjae kissed the top of Amaris's head. "I am grateful you stayed. In Seoul in my life, even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard." "Where else would I go?" Amaris asked. "This is my home now. You are my home." Outside the window, Seoul glittered in the afternoon sun. The city that once represented heartbreak and struggle now meant possibility and family. Amaris looked at her daughter, her husband, the life they built together. It was not the life she planned. It was better, because she learned something important through all the pain and scandal and chaos. She learned that endings were not always failures. Sometimes they were doorways to something better. Sometimes being discarded by the wrong person led you directly to the right one. Sometimes the worst day of your life was secretly the first day of your real life. Michael thought he destroyed her when he filed for divorce, but he actually set her free, and Amaris would always be grateful for that, even if she would never tell him so. Because some victories did not need to be spoken, they just needed to be lived. 3 years ago, Amaris Vaughn supported a man through medical school, only to be divorced the day he succeeded. Now she was a successful translator, a wife, a mother, and a woman who knew her own worth. The media called it a scandal. Amaris called it a second chance. And she was done wasting second chances on anything less than extraordinary. Jiwon grabbed her father's nose, making both parents laugh. In that moment, Amaris realized something. She won. Not because Hyunjae was powerful or wealthy. Not because Michael lost his career. Not because public opinion shifted in her favor. She won because she survived. Because she rebuilt. Because she opened her heart again when it would have been easier to close it forever. That was the real victory. Everything else was just noise. Hyunjae looked at her. "What are you thinking about?" "How happy I am," Amaris said honestly. "Good," he replied, "because you deserve happiness. You always did, so do you." "I know," Hyunjae said. "That is why I married you." They sat together as the afternoon faded to evening, their daughter between them, the future stretching ahead like an open road. Amaris thought about the woman she was 3 years ago. Broken, betrayed, alone in a foreign city with nothing but determination. She would have been so proud to see where that determination led. To love, to family, to home. And that was the best ending of all. Not because everything was perfect. Life was never perfect. But because it was real. Hard won. Chosen. Amaris chose to stay in Seoul. She chose to rebuild her life. She chose to trust again. She chose Hyunjae. She chose herself. And those choices, every single one of them, led her exactly where she needed to be. The woman who walked out of that restaurant 3 years ago, divorce papers in hand and tears on her face, would barely recognize the woman sitting in this apartment now. And that was exactly the point. Because the best revenge was not destruction, it was transformation. Michael destroyed her marriage, but Amaris built an entire life from the ashes, and she would never stop building.